accidentally watched the most one-sided first date of my life, and it was heartbreaking. The restaurant sat tucked just off a main road outside Boston, one of those places that tried to live in the middle, not fancy enough to intimidate, not cheap enough to be forgettable. Dim lights glowed against wood-paneled walls, soft jazz spilled from hidden speakers, and the smell of butter, seafood, and frying oil lingered like an invitation. I arrived early, as usual. My friend texted me that she'd be late, stuck in traffic, maybe 20 minutes or more. That didn't bother me. I've never minded waiting alone in a restaurant. In fact, it's something I secretly enjoy. There's a theater to dining out. Every table holds a play in progress, every booth its own little stage. Couples negotiate, families argue quietly, coworkers gossip. I get to sit back and watch. That night, the best show wasn't mine. It unfolded right beside me. The host guided a young couple to the booth directly adjacent. They looked mid-20s, dressed for a first meeting that mattered just enough. She in a neat blouse and subtle makeup, he in a plain polo that looked like it had been pulled from the laundry basket. I realized quickly this was no anniversary dinner or casual meetup. It was a first date probably from an app, and I happened to be sitting close enough to overhear nearly everything. He sat across from me to my left where I could see him clearly. Heavyset, pale skin, a bright red beard that drew the eye. His posture suggested either exhaustion or permanent disinterest, shoulders slumped, chin tilted down, eyes wandering. He ordered a whiskey cocktail within a minute of sitting. She sat beside me, facing him. From my angle, I could see her profile. Bright, expressive eyes, an eager but nervous smile, the kind of energy that tries to set the tone for the night. She ordered wine with her meal, but the server brought it early. She laughed, thanked them anyway, and accepted it with grace. The contrast hit me instantly. She smiled across the table, soft but hopeful. He grunted. She tried a small joke about the weather, Boston's famous drizzle making everyone late. He nodded without words, sipping his drink. The conversation died before it began. I hadn't intended to eavesdrop, but the way sound carried in the booth, it was impossible not to hear. And once I started, I couldn't look away. Their interaction wasn't just awkward, it was lopsided. She leaned forward, eager, hands folded carefully, asking questions to spark connection. He leaned back, half sunk into the cushion, giving answers so short, they almost canceled her effort. First time using an app, she confessed, voice bright but a little shaky. I wasn't sure I'd even go through with it. Been on a lot, he replied flatly. Silence pooled like spilled water. Do you want to know anything about me? She asked after a pause, her voice rising slightly, testing the air for warmth. He shrugged. Sure, like what? I found myself pulling out the little notebook I often carry. Normally, I use it on subway rides or during solo lunches, jotting down scenes like sketches. This time, the impulse felt almost automatic. I wanted to capture this imbalance. Full story over on my channel, link below.